Welcome to my replay, and if you're just joining me, you can give up to 500 hearts. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are just now joining my scope, you can press share to share this with your friends. This is going to be not really a quick scope. It's actually one from one of my blogs, so I might actually be here for a little while depending on who decides to join and how many questions we have. Hello, first time viewer. Hello, T. Michelle. I'm Jennifer. Just to give you a quick overview of what I do, I'm a blogger, I'm an entrepreneur, I have my own nonprofit for young women, and I'm also a certified Christian life coach. You are a cutie. Thank you. Hey, Marquita. Hey, Nalani. Okay. So I said I was going to do this scope a long time ago about, are we really ready as women? Are we really, 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 really ready to be married as women? And I did this blog in April of 2015. And nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So basically what I'm talking about is making sure that you're really ready and mature for who God has for you. And if you're really, really ready to give your life away to someone when you're really ready to give your life away to someone, do you know what you're giving them? So the first area that I discussed was, are you positioned for the pursuit? So we know that he who findeth a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So are you in position to be found? So when I said this, I said, what does your heart look like? Are you completely over the guy that last hurt you? Are you healed from your daddy wounds? Are you open to new love? Or do you still have a brick wall guarding your heart because you feel like you need to protect it? These are huge things. These are things that I had to go through for myself. I had to be completely healed of all the relationships that I went through in the past. And I went through a lot of relationships that broke my heart, a whole lot of them. If you've read any of my blogs, you saw the blog where I spoke about my ex-fiance. That was probably the worst heartbreak of my life. But I had to heal from all of that. I had to make sure that me and my father actually reconciled. That's a big one. A lot of times, what's holding up our love life and holding up even our next stages in our destiny is the fact that we haven't healed from wounds in our life pertaining to our parents. So whether it be mother wounds or whether it be father wounds, you need to make sure that you reconcile those relationships. So I was one of the girls who didn't grow up with my dad, and my dad actually wasn't in my life for a period of my time. He started in my life and then ended up leaving. And then there was a point where I was just like, you know what, God? And it was so random. It was one night I was in my room and I was upset about something totally different. And God was like, you need to write your father. And I was like, what? Like, this has nothing to even do with my dad, but you want me to write my father? So I said, okay, well, let me write my father. So, long story short, me and my dad are building our relationship back together, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's unlocked pieces of my destiny, and it's given me insight on who it is that I've been called to be. Because thank you for inviting your followers. If you're just joining or you've been on, make sure that you share this with your friends and double tap the screen and give me hearts. So, are you positioned for the pursuit? Making sure that you got all of that other stuff out of the way. Then I said, and this is a reality check for all of us. Have you considered the fact that God is protecting his sons from you? God can sometimes not be protecting you from the wrong guy. He might be protecting you from the right guy because you're not ready. So that was one point that I actually that I touched too. It says, I think we get too consumed with a man coming and fixing us that we don't fix ourselves. I do believe the right man comes. Thank you. I do believe the right man comes to resurrect your faith and love and to help you become unequipped of the hurt that you went through. Sorry, I'm reading this wrong. He helps you unequip yourself so that way you can receive the love that you're supposed to have. So basically what I'm saying is, one of the things that you need to do is you need to get healed. Moving on. What are you doing with your life? Are you just sitting around waiting for a husband in all your glory, or are you doing something? What are you doing with your life? I said, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Ladies, don't sit around thinking too many ladies are looking for a man to be their savior. They are, sis. Like, he is not about to come in here with his cape on and just save you. Not a real good man. So I said, the devil's playground. An idle mind is the devil's playground. Don't sit around thinking a man is just going to show up and change your life when you don't have one. Get focused on your purpose. There are things that you were put on this earth to do, and you can change the world with your natural gifts and talents. This is a big one. Do you even know why you were born? How can you... This is a good one too. We were made to be a helpmeet for a man. So when it comes to a husband looking for a wife, he's looking for a woman that knows who she is, so that way what she has can add to him. So if you don't know who you are and what it is that you're supposed to be doing, you can't add anything to him. So you need to know your purpose. Yes, indeed. New Jersey 732. I'm from New Jersey. And then it says you don't need to be rescued by a man. Let your purpose rescue you and stay focused. Your purpose will fulfill you. How do you know what your purpose is? And then if you want to know what your purpose is, that's a whole nother topic I can help you with. I coach women on how to find their identity and their purpose. You can actually contact me through my website and we can go through that. So basically, the bottom line is that you need to get busy. A woman who is busy about her God-ordained purpose is a happy woman. When you're happy and you're truly walking in what God's called you to do, and you're developing yourself and you're developing the gifts and the talents and the projects that he gives you, because when you really find out what your purpose is, God gives you a lot of stuff. And he gives you like stuff for the future. He gives you stuff for now. He gives you stuff for a few months. So, like, you have a lot to do. So you really become engulfed in what it is that you have to do. And then your mind gets in the position of, okay, God, so this is what life looks like walking in purpose. So how am I supposed to fit a family and kids in there? And then you'll start rethinking this whole I don't like being single thing, because you'll be like, look, I have enough time for me. Moving on. Keep your standard. Now, this can mean not having sex before marriage, which we're not supposed to. It can also mean making sure you're not dating a man who does not believe and serve the true and one living God, Jesus. Or it could be a list of other things. If you have certain things that are complete and total deal breakers, like biblical deal breakers, don't compromise. If you're still compromising in other relationships and giving yourself away to guys who don't really deserve you because you don't yet know your worth, you're not ready. You're not ready. So don't compromise. Keep your standard. Then the last thing that I addressed, and this is where everything just kind of opens up. Become a Proverbs 31 woman. Okay, so first of all, you are hard to find. You aren't easily accessed. The Bible says, and I'm paraphrasing, who can find a virtuous woman, for her worth is far above rubies, and some versions say diamonds. Who can find? Because your worth is far above rubies. This means you're not easily accessible. Everybody doesn't have access to you. You're not just sitting around waiting for every option that's open. Every guy that comes along, you're not available for that. So don't waste your time. And you don't need the comfort of just anyone just to say, oh, well, he's just coming over to hang out, and, I just don't want to be alone. Get really comfortable being with yourself. If you're just getting going, thank you for joining. You can share this with your friends, and you can double tap the screen to give me hearts. So moving on. It also says that we're trustworthy. Are you a woman who can be trusted? Are you going to bring your husband agony or peace? Ladies, you are his crown. He honors you, and he expects to be able to trust you. And of course, he will give it if he's the right one for you. So are you trustworthy? This has to deal with your character and your integrity. And this deals with the things that you do when nobody is looking. So you have to really do an inside look and say, am I really ready? Can I be trusted in every area of my life? Will my husband be able to trust me to be the woman that he needs me to be in every area of his life? Then there's another part in Proverbs 31 where it says, you get up early. Are you faithful behind his back? Exactly. But it says you get up early. Now, I didn't write the Bible, but this is one of the requirements that the good Lord says a Proverbs 31 woman has. She gets up early. She starts her day. She starts her day way before her family is up. She has things already rolling and shaking. So are you up praying to God? Are you up studying your word? Are you up getting your day mapped out for yourself early enough? A lot of times we just kind of, we're single. We don't have anybody we have to make breakfast for. We don't have any kids. Some of us, we don't have kids that we have to get dressed in the morning. So we just kind of, get up when we want to and do whatever we want to do. We have to start practicing now, getting up and commanding our day with the Lord first and foremost, and getting ourselves ready for the day, planning out your day. I actually do what's called a 6 list the night before, and I have a list of things that I have to do the next day already planned out. So you want to make sure that you're getting up early and you're organized. It says you are a hard worker, you're diligent in home making. Hard worker and diligent in home making. Hard worker and diligent in home making. So, what does this look like? You're single, you don't live with your husband, and you shouldn't be practicing. However, you should be practicing how to keep your home in order. Can you cook? Can you clean? Are you consistent with small stuff like making your bed? So that's why he wakes me up at 4 and 5 in the a.m. getting me ready. Yes! Yes! Because he took me through a season of waking up at like 3, but that was for intercession reasons. But 4 or 5 o'clock, yeah, that sounds about right. And you're just kind of up like, well, what am I, why am I here? Yeah. He's preparing you. Are you consistent in small stuff like making your bed, making sure you don't have dishes in the sink before you go to sleep, making sure before you walk out the house, and this is one that I practice that the Holy Spirit just gave me, before you walk out the house, making sure your house looks good in the event, and this is how I think. I'm leaving the house. If my husband was to come in my house before I got back, would he be pleased with how my home looked? Because when you're single, you just like, okay, that blanket right there on the couch that's there, those shoes over there, and this is real life stuff I'm talking about. That's stuff, it doesn't matter. I'll get it when I come back. But if your husband desires to have a clean home and you're diligent in homemaking, you're making sure that your home is together. Okay? What else did I say? Okay, moving on. And another thing about a Proverbs 31 woman, she's concerned with those who are in need. This is a big one for me because I have a heart for people that lack, people that are like the homeless. They get me. I stop and I'm like, well, what do you need? Are you hungry? I leave, go get them something to eat, donate to different causes and things of that nature. I'm actually doing a give back for toys with my business partners for our Christmas party this year. So this is a big one, making sure that you're doing your part in the community to serve the people that are less fortunate. That's even a part of being a Proverbs 31 woman. Another one, you dress well and you face life with a smile. This is good. A lot of people, and I'm big on this, some people think that image does not matter, and a man should love you for you, and he will. However, I am a huge fan of Esther, and one thing that her king made very clear was that he liked to show his wife off because she was beautiful, and she clearly went through 12 months of beauty treatments for a reason. So you want to make sure you don't have to have your boobs hanging out, your butt hanging out, anything like that, but you want to be presentable and you want to look good, and you want to face life with a smile. You always want to be classy. Then your mouth. It says when you speak with kindness, and you speak with wisdom, and you speak with kindness. You want to make sure that you master getting your mouth under control now. You want to master speaking the right things. You want to master always speaking with wisdom. My mouth, for me, was a huge problem. Huge problem. Back in the day, I would go off. I would say whatever. Me and an ex-boyfriend actually got into an argument in the car. He mushed me. I punched him in his face, chipped his tooth. It was a hot mess, all because of, well, his mouth too, but because of my mouth. If I would have known to just, keep my mouth in order, I could have saved myself a lot of heartache. But now I've learned, and as I prepare to be the Proverbs 30 woman that God has called me to be, I speak with wisdom and I speak kindly. So make sure that you have your mouth in order. And then the last thing, you popped him, honey, girl, I have a scar. You can't see it on here, but I got a scar right here. Bow. And I'm left-handed too, and we were in the car, so it was like, quit. This was years ago now, y'all. Years ago, like years. But yeah, my mouth, I was a hot mess. So anyway, moving on. Lastly of all, the woman in the world, lastly of all, the woman that you want to be in the world, she is most worthy of praise because she's a woman who fears God. You want to be a woman that fears God. You want to be a woman that is serving God. You want to be a woman that is found faithful in your work for God. You want to be a woman that's found faithful serving God. You want to be found a woman that is not consumed with trying to be seen by men. Not a woman that's trying to date everybody and be in every guy's face. You just want to be a woman that serves God in your gentle and quiet spirit, speaking with wisdom and speaking kindly. So that's going to be the most important thing, is that you serve God. So that is my blog, and this blog can actually be found on the website that's in my bio. It's www.jennifermichelleM.com. I wrote this April 7th of 2015, and God just really opened my eyes to see, are you really ready? If I was to send your husband right now and I did a quick work, or even if I did a 6 month to a year work, are you ready? Is your mouth in order? Is your mind right? Are you walking in your purpose? Can you get up early and handle the things of your house? Are you really ready? And a lot of times we think because we've been a lot of times, a lot of women think, well, I haven't been having sex. I've been just in church and I've been coming home and doing what I'm supposed to do. And you think that that's all you need to be ready, but you haven't developed anything else that you need to be the wife. There's the requirement list is long. Like there's a lot of things that you have to prepare for. So don't just be the one that goes to church and don't just be the one that goes to church and comes home and that's it. And you think your husband's going to come knock at your door, because he's not. I mean, he's not. Unless your favor is found in the mailman or the UPS guy or something like that, and it's just fate. He's not coming to knock at your door. Prepare all those different areas. Really ask God to purge you, because a lot of being a wife is going to be submitting yourself, and a lot of marriage has to be with selflessness. So a lot of times you're not going, it has nothing to do with what you want, and you're becoming one. One thing that my mom has taught me about marriage is that you're a unit. So before you make any decisions about anything, you go to your partner and your husband and you say, look, this is what we have going on. Are you prepared to have those conversations first before you go off and do what you want to do? As a single woman right now, I enjoy the fact that I can make my own decisions, spend my money the way that I want to, and do what it is. Are you married? No, not yet. But my husband is around the corner. He's around the corner. God has just given me a lot of insight on marriage and what it is as I'm preparing, and I read books. I read a lot of books on marriage. One is called Preparing to Be a Helpmeet by Debbie Pearl. That's a really good one. Like, it breaks down if you have like a priestly husband, a kingly husband, a prophet husband, the different kind of man of God, and how they operate. And it was eye-opening, to say the least. So that's a good one. She has another one, Preparing to Be a Helpmeet, and there's another one after that. I think it's like right before you get married. And what's the name again? Preparing to Be a Helpmeet by Debbie Bloom. It's Debipearl. Yeah. Did I say I-L? Y'all know how to spell Pearl. But anywho. So, yeah, and then there's another one, Is God Saying? It's really good. It's really, really good. There's another one that's called, Is God Saying He's the One? It's on my Kindle. If you send me a message on Facebook or through my website, I can tell you the different books. And I'm reading a real good one right now called The Secrets of a Man's Heart by Michelle McKinley something Hammond. But Secrets of a Man's Heart, it literally just came out. I read one of her other books too. It's called The Secrets of an Irresistible Woman, and everything is biblically based. Michelle McKinney Hammond. Yes, her new book, y'all. I think I want to start like a book club on Facebook with just women, and I'm supposed to be. So did you go on? Who is this? Anyway, I'm supposed to be starting a book club with my friend Jessica to read this book together, and I'm only on chapter. I'm only on chapter 2. And it bust open a door but it's good so far. And I love her books, and I love the way she brings the biblical perspective into the book with everything that she does. So yeah. Also, I'll tell you guys, I'm going to start promoting it a lot more here in December. I am writing a dating devotional for women. Men can benefit from it too, but it's very, very, very women. It's female specific. Like, I'm definitely catering and talking to the women. I'm definitely talking to the women. But it's going to be good. I have learned how to date the right way. And now that I've learned how to date the right way, I want to share it with my sisters, because I know what it looks like to date the wrong way. And I don't think anybody's really addressing this issue. Everybody's saying don't have sex and wait for God and da 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 da. Is it going to be available on Amazon? Yes. Yes, it is. I want to have it available as for your Kindle and a downloadable instantly. The hardcovers, I'm not sure yet. We're still working out the publishing, working out what publishing company I'm going to go with. Sorry, but yeah, so I'm excited about that. It's going to be a 30-day devotional that I want to launch in January so that we can kick off the new year dating the right way, getting rid of all of the old stuff, breaking off the soul ties, and doing it the way that God has intended for us to do it realistically without, without all the fluff, so to speak. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Thank you for the hearts. No questions? Are you really ready? You know, I would like to say I am. At this stage in my life, this time last year, no, I was close. I was close. But at this stage in my life, I would like to say yeah, because I'm really, really, like, really content by myself. I'm really content by myself, and I'm doing more things mentally and spiritually to get me in alignment to be ready to be a wife. So, yeah, Jesus can go ahead and send him on when he's ready, of course. But I'm finally in a place where I'm just like, I don't want to date. And I'm actually dating people the way that I'm supposed to, submitting them to wise counsel. And when I get a no, I'm out. Like, I'm not wasting any time. And my mental space and my spirit is in a different area. Steven is on my Periscope and texting me. What are your thoughts on online dating? That's a good one. Good question. My mom, believe it or not, met her husband online. They've been together for 5 years. I forget how many years, but they've been together for some years. And they met on Plenty of Fish, believe it or not. And he's like the perfect match for her. My cousin is getting married in April 30th to be exact, of 2016. She met her husband on Match.com. I stand by online dating. My mentor met her husband on Skype. Oh, no, I'm not married yet. Sorry, I was on Lex Periscope. Something about mass shooting. It's not in the news. Yeah, I saw that in California. Crazy. Like 20 people were injured. I don't see a ring, so that's a no. No, I'm not married. But online dating. I did try online dating myself. I met some pretty good guys on there. And I actually have a blog on there too that I have tips on how you should date on if you're going to do online dating, how to do it the right way and how to not just go in blind. So yes, she ain't married, but her husband probably around the corner. I told him, Steven, I said, my husband is around the corner. What if you don't prefer online dating? What should a Christian woman do? A Christian woman that does not prefer online dating, first and foremost, you want to seek the Lord. You want to make sure, God, should I even be online dating? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got on online dating because it was right after my broken engagement. And right after my broken engagement, here we go, Lord Jesus. We need to scope this together from both views. We do! I was hoping you were going to be here by now. But folks are arguing, man, maybe you should pay attention to that. What do you mean, Miss Jordan? But anywho, back to your question. I tried online dating after a bad breakup. It was just so that I can keep my mind off of it. People say, you shouldn't try to date and see other people after you break up. But for me, that's what kind of pushes me forward, because I know how to get in, have my dinner, and leave. I just need for me, I needed busy stuff. But now I'm content just being by myself. But back then, I was like, look, even my mother was like, look, go on a couple dates, get your mind off of it, because I was a hot mess, y'all. I was crying every day. It was just bad. So I did online dating. It was fun. I met some people on there for business purposes, actually. And I met another guy. He's a really good friend. It's, hey, Salifia. And sometimes when people ask that a lot, or are you pregnant, might mean something. Honey, my husband is around the corner. He is around the corner. He's around the corner. But back to your question, what should you do? That ran into Jesus. What should you do if that's not really your thing? Become sociable. Go to different conferences. I love going to conferences. I love going to different churches and going to their conferences, going to business seminars. I went to one on realty not too long ago. I went to one on getting motivated and I think it was a Get Motivated with Les Brown. What else? Go to networking mixers. Networking mixers networking mixers. Go on meetup.com. There's one that's here in Raleigh that I haven't even been to, that's huge, that I have to get to. But nonetheless, go to areas where you can mix and mingle with people without having to go to the club. Because I used to go to the club and I used to bartend and all that, and you know, my husband went there, so I wouldn't recommend going to the club. But find things that interest you. Go to concerts, find lounges, find different places where you can go and have a good time with things that you enjoy, whether it be a play, live, travel. Ooh, travel, that's a good one too. If you can travel, get out of here. Go. You never know. You never know. But the one thing that I stressed in my blog, you don't just want to be sitting around waiting at home thinking he's going to come to your doorstep. You don't want to do that. And I'm trying to figure out which one I wrote that had the online dating tips on there. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, that's not it. It's okay to pull your heart back to get. Oh yeah, it's on my blog. I wrote it in 2014. It was 8/20/2014 is when I wrote it, so you can find it on my website. And I talked about online dating and I gave some tips. One thing that I say, if you look at the photos, you can tell a fake photo from a real photo, especially if they have like one photo, or if it's like an old blurry looking photo, that's a red flag. What else? Do not give your phone number out. Don't give your phone number out to people quickly. If you want to get like a Google Plus number or something like that, or just keep messaging them on whatever site it is. What I did do, I did a lot of screening. This is number 3. I don't meet anyone else. I didn't meet anybody until I screened them, meaning I had to find your Facebook, your Instagram. I needed to Glide You, which is like a video chatting service to see if you're really the person. I was told I would never get married. Don't believe that. Why did they tell you that? Don't come in agreement with people with things that people say over your life when it's not what God has said to you. People can say whatever they want to say to you, as long as you don't come into agreement with it, you're okay. If your desire is to get married and God's desire for your life is to get married, you stay on that. And if somebody says you won't get married, you bind that up in the name of Jesus, and you don't even pay attention to it. Don't even pay attention to it. And I'm big on words. Like, if you watch any of my other scopes, I'm really big on words. You can't just say anything and I'm going to just receive it. So don't receive that. Oh yeah, so you screen them. Then never meet somebody in a secluded area. Always go to a restaurant, like at a mall, a Starbucks, in a shopping center. Go somewhere. Don't go to a hotel room. And this seems like common sense stuff, but y'all watch the news and people are getting killed by people they meet wherever, and they're meeting them in secluded areas, and you're like, well, why did you do that? So don't do that. And don't compromise. A lot of guys, I found a lot of guys on the net, they just kind of weren't on my level. So yeah, as a Christian woman, my husband was not on there, but I'm not going to say that yours isn't. Because, and I have another girl, her name is Tisa. She's my mentor's accountant. She met her husband online. They're getting married this year too, in August. Oh, and then beware of the married and separated men that are online. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of them are just online trying to find somebody to cheat with because they probably not happy at home and they don't know how to fix it because they don't have God in the center, or whatever the case may be. But they're on there, they're separated, and they're preying on single women that are lonely, that just want a conversation or want a meal or want some time with somebody. So beware of the people who are on there and they're like, oh, I'm separated. Oh, you're still married. Okay. And the ones that are married, okay. So, yeah, that's my take on, are you really ready to be married? And my take on online dating. And I think that's it. If you guys don't have any more questions, this was a good blog too. It was called Women Do the Same Thing. What do you mean? It was fun. I love talking about relationships. Armor bearer for Apostle. Oh, T Michelle, this was fun. I love talking about like relationship stuff. Like, that's so my vein. It's so my thing. And women do prey on the men. Let me think of one more question. Okay, take your time. Women do prey on the men. I didn't believe it, but I have a lot of male friends who have shown me inboxes. I've had guys that I've dated that they've told me about their inboxes and shown me stuff, and I'm just like, what in the world is going on here? So I'm praying for my women that it's an identity issue, and I'm praying for them to make sure that they find out who they are and that they don't have to go through such measures to get a man. I was prayed on before God sent me my fiance. Hey, Joanna. Let me tell you something. Another reason I know my husband is near, like around the corner, like literally around the corner, is because I've been getting so many counterfeits, and these counterfeits, they've been good, y'all. Like, good. Like, good. I get preyed on all the time. I was just saying that, Stephen. I was like, I have male friends who get preyed on by women all the time. So it definitely goes both ways. Definitely. But yeah, I know what you mean, armor bearer for apostle. I'm not sure what your real name is, but a whole lot of counterfeits have tried to come for me in this season. But I'm on strict instructions. I think they just want the anointing. Do you believe will reveal your husband to you? Do I believe God will reveal my husband to me? Ask me that again. Brother Mario from Chapel Hill. Oh, okay. Hey, Mario. I have a name now. I do believe God is going to reveal my husband to me, because God has already revealed so much about him. It's crazy. Like, he's been revealing driplets ever since my broken engagement. It's okay. Ever since my broken engagement, he's been revealing little things, and I'm just like, okay, cool, that's what's up. But here lately, he is like specific. Like, look, this, and this, and like crazy specific details. Yes, Alethea, like crazy specific. So that's another reason why I'm content, because I'm like, oh, it's easier to identify the counterfeit now. Now I think God took me through a season of, we should scope this. I'm with my mentee. I should just leave. Stephen, you should have been here hours ago. Hours. But yeah, God took me through a season of being able to discern. Oh my God. Being able to discern. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I just got in town. I've been wondering the things I've been praying for. Was it? Oh God, I didn't feel it right. Oh yeah. I started doing things like the right way. Like, okay, this guy's entered my life. And instead of just dating him like by myself, thinking that I knew how to do it with just me and God, I started actually like, submitting him to my mom and my mentors and people that I trust, like Stephen, somebody I trust. Like, I'll be like, Stephen, how you feel about him? And submitting the guys to people that I trust, and then praying. Ultimately, I let God say it to me. Ultimately I let God reveal the ultimate answer to me, and he lets me make the decision. But I feel because I honored, the protocol, he helps me out to make the right decision. And I've been like doing real good, like dodging them, like, nah, you ain't it. Now I get in, I get out real quick. I'm like, oh, you want to go on a date? Okay. Prayed about it. Yeah, Jesus said no. So I think because I've mastered how not to fall for the wrong one, now he's like, okay, my child, you're ready. Which is, that's just how God works. He's not going to send you something until you're ready. You passed the test. No more online dating. Yeah, no more online. No online dating for me. It's worked for people in my family. God bless their marriages, but it's not for me. I did that. One of the last guys I was talking to, and both of my parents. Yeah, not the last guy, but the guy before him. I just showed my mother a picture, and she was like, watch him. He got a lot of stuff with him. And I was like, Mom, no, he's good. LOL, your loved ones can help you with that. Yeah, my mom she's gifted, and she don't even really know. But she picked it up all in her spirit. She was like, no, Like, it was so bad to the point where he tried to have a conversation with my mother, and my mother, like, shut it down. She didn't even want to. Yeah, Steven, she has no clue. But she just shut it down and was like, absolutely not. And this guy did nothing, y'all. Like nothing. But she was like, no, he's not good enough. I wonder if my dad, I haven't submitted any guys to my father, but I need to start. I think that'll help grow our relationship some more too, being that we've just reconciled. If you were on in the beginning, I was talking about how one of the ways you know you're ready to is that you've gotten past your daddy wounds, and if you have mommy wounds and all, you've gotten past all of that. And me and my father actually have reconciled, thank God. So, oh Lord, not the father. So we have reconciled, but I think that'll be another way to open up our relationship more, is saying, you know what, Daddy, I'm actually dating this guy. What do you think? What do you see in your spirit? How old are you, Jennifer? You seem cool. Glad I tuned in. I'm 28. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad that you joined my scope and that you enjoyed yourself. I'm 28. I'll be 29 in April. April 17th. You guys have any more questions for me? You can pick my brain about anything. I don't have to be at Bible study until 7:30. I don't know if Stephen is still. You're just a baby, bless your heart. I am. I'm still young. Like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm getting a little older. But I'm like, no, you still young. I don't have no kids and nothing. I ain't married. I got time. Plenty of time. Oh, you're still here? Are you coming to Bible study or no? Okay. Nice broadcast. Catch you next time. Okay, Mario, thank you for joining my scope. It's nice meeting you. Any more questions, ladies and gentlemen? So what exactly is a life coach? I am a Christian life coach. So there's a difference. I help women identify their purpose. I help them recover from bad relationships. I help them walk in their calling. I also, I have a package out right now called Obstacles that it's actually on sale. If you leave your information in my website that's in my bio, jennifermichellem.com, I can send you the details on that. So I help them get through obstacles of life. I also have a desire. I haven't done it yet, but I have a desire to help women that have gone through like legal issues and gotten in trouble, to help them realize that they have a second chance, and that God can take their life and make it something they never even dreamed of, and they don't have to live up to society's standards of what a failure is. So I'm called to women in every capacity imaginable, young and older, because I need you to fix my life. Well, send me your information. We can definitely talk about it. I do free 15-minute consultation calls, so that way we can talk about it and see how it works. So how does Stephen Chestnut find his wife? He is a great guy, looking good, and an awesome prophet. Stephen has the first desire to even want to be married, and he's a great guy in all areas. Stephen has to want to be married first. You have to be open and ready for that. Is it a desire of yours, Stephen? Or are you still kind of skating by it? I'm messing. But anywho, T. Michelle, that's, let's do a free 15-minute session and we can talk about what it is that you need. I like to ask a couple questions. Whoever she is, she's got to be strong. Jennifer, this is random, but is your hubby a preacher? Let me know if I'm being too invasive. You're not invasive. That part, I don't know. I don't know specifically if he's a preacher, but I believe he is. Like, I believe he is. He doesn't have to be. He does not have to be. But if he is, I receive it. But I think if he is a preacher, he's like a marketplace preacher. Like, he's going to be in the marketplace, but then he's also going to be a preacher. But then, oh, I need to check the red folder. Check the red folder. But I don't know. However, the crazy thing is, every guy that's tried to date me this past year, preacher. And not only just a preacher getting ready to plant a church. Every last guy. I know that was random. No, it's fine. Every last guy. So the possibility, he may be. I don't know. That portion God hasn't given me insight on. He hasn't given me the insight on, of all of that. I was going to ask you if he is called to pastor too. Oh, God. That might be a sign. And it's crazy because I've gotten words about being a first lady too. So I'm like, if it be your will, God, here I am. But, whatever Jesus has for me, whatever he wants to do, I'm open and willing to it. I just don't want to say all of the specific. I see that. He's even given me a conference for first ladies. And I'm like, really, God? We might find out Friday with Dr. Stevenson. I received that, Stephen. Being called to woman and everything. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's like I could just flow right on into it, Salithia. So, we'll see. I plan on periscoping my proposal day, so I'll tell my friends that, hey, if you're in on my proposal, I need you to periscope it so I can let all my periscope friends know it's happened. Any more questions? Nalani, you're in Hawaii, right? I'm on Periscope, but my scopes are boring. Steven's scopes are not boring. Make sure you follow SChestnut77. How are you going to know when the day is? I'm going to have to tell my friends. He always kind of finds out some insight. He asks the mama or however. I'm going to just tell everybody that needs to know, look, make sure he knows I want to Periscope this moment. Or somebody's going to have to Periscope it for me. They're going to have to just work it out. I'm going to check you out and judge. T. Michelle, he is thebomb.com. Ultimate great teacher. His scopes are everything. Definitely follow him. They are not boring. He's definitely, yes, full of wisdom. I think that was a little bit of a plug for people to follow him. Well, guys, unless we have some more questions, I'm going to go. I had fun, though. I have been saying I was going to do this scope for forever and never got around to it. And today I was like, let me go and read my scope. Great man of God, but he doesn't desire to be married. He does. He needs a wife. He needs a wife. I'm praying for his wife. Send her on, Jesus. He needs a wife. Every man needs a wife. It's just not his focus, which is good. I don't think it should really be anybody's focus. Bye, Salithia. All right, guys. I'm outie. Till next time. Maybe me and Steven will get together and do a scope this evening. And then you guys can, we can start this all over again. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, T. Michelle. It was great meeting you. That's good. Bye, Jen. Bye.